personal fitness trainer. So, it's late. So anyway, I put a color effect on my phone because, it's late. And I might look tired tonight. I don't know. But when I get in the mood, I have to go with it, and that's what I'm doing. So anyway, I want to expound a little bit on the last video that I did. Last one I did was on why I was slim and trim, and I could eat whatever I want, and why that was. And on that video, if you didn't see it, you need to watch it. On that video though, I talked about my activity level. And I talked about how why one person gains weight and another doesn't. That it all has to do with our metabolism. And then that's why you can have a slim person that's eating all the time and a heavy person eating the same thing, and the one gains weight and the other doesn't. And so anyway, I want to go over that a little bit more because I have my book with me. And it's the one that I read many years ago when I researched it on how to rev up and speed up your metabolism. Why? So I could eat in life. You know, I didn't want to feel like, oh, I'm starved, I'm so hungry. And then you know what happens? You become obsessed with food when you don't want to. It's like, even when you can't eat it, you're always thinking about it. Oh, I can't eat that, I can't eat this, and it's like, do you know what I mean? Now let me just say on this video, we're not addressing if you really need to go on a diet to lose weight, because say you have 50 pounds or more to lose, you really do have to go on a diet and cut back. But you still want, these principles still come into play. And then, you know, back when I wanted to lose, 15 pounds, 20 pounds back, I had to go on a diet. And, but I did it the healthy way. I ate 4 meals a day, just like he said, and I ate well-rounded food groups. You know what I mean? You have to have it all in balance. But anyway, outside of that, we're not going to get into the diet right now, though you want to do things to get your metabolic rate up. So, you know, you can eat in life, and that does include exercise. And on that video, the two I went over was exercise and eating 5 meals a day, okay? And not skipping meals. But anyway, let me get into this for you. So, I'm gonna read what he says to you, and then there's gonna be a test. At the end, there's a test for you to take. And you're gonna know whether you're in a metabolic slump. I bet you are, because most people are. But let me, before I go on to this, let me mention one other thing. One other thing that can cause you, outside of this, to put on weight is if you are emotional eating. And some people do that also. And I've done it. We've all done that. Okay, and emotional eating is when you out of emotion, whether it be stress or feeling anxious or you're depressed or any of those kind of emotions, you don't even realize it, but you're overeating, and you're eating a lot of food. And it could be all the wrong things. It could be all sweets. My thing used to be way back, donuts. I was into donuts, you know? I'd eat a lot of them. And, but that's emotional eating, and I have done some videos on that too. So, if that's your challenge, you'd want to learn more on that. And I could attach that video here, okay? But outside of that, everybody else, it's because you've adopted different habits that cause your metabolism to slow down. So, let me get and read to you what he says here. And then you're going to take a test. Find out. So, just briefly. Okay. Okay, so it's about metabolism. So, to understand your metabolism, you want to think of it, your body as a furnace. And I love that analogy used. And that food is the fuel, and that it supplies energy to your furnace. And the amount of energy, in the food you eat is measured in the calories. So you eat calories each day to keep your furnace running effectively. And your furnace burns calories through a process known as your metabolism. And metabolism simply is the energy required to keep you alive. And it refers to the number of calories of food energy your body burns to maintain your vital functions, such as your heart rate, your brain activity, and digestion. So enough on that. So over to the metabolic suppression. So, basically what he's saying here too is that there are different factors that cause a metabolic suppression. And he says a metabolic suppression is not so much that your metabolism is abnormal, unless of course, you have a thyroid problem, thyroid challenge. Then that's abnormal. But outside of that, it's not so much your metabolism as it is abnormal as what it is sluggish and inefficient. That's what mine was, and that's what it is. So when it's sluggish and inefficient, it's not going to be working as efficiently to burn those calories. And that's what he calls the metabolic suppression, is when it's not sufficient. So now, we're going to address what he said, different factors that can add to that, okay? So there are different factors. So one of them is heredity, okay? So you know that. Parents are overweight and heavy, heredity-wise. But I'm here to tell you, and he says it, you can change that. You can change heredity as far as they might be in a metabolic slump, but you can change that. There are things you can do. So get hopeful on that one. Then he says, another one is if you're a man or a woman. Where is that here? So in other words, a woman is going to naturally have a slower metabolism than a man. And you know that because take two people, take a man and a woman, put them on the exact same diet, the man will lose weight way faster than a woman would. You know, that always is that way. And and it's because, I know why that is. It's because men naturally have more muscle, right? And so they naturally burn off more just because of the muscle they have. We have muscle too, but we have more fat on our body for childbearing reasons. So there you are. Whether you're a man or woman, makes a difference. Female's going to be slower than a man. All right, and then the other thing is how tall you are. So a taller person is going to have a faster metabolism than a shorter person. So I'm only 5'3", so I'm smaller. So I had heredity on my side, but height. So they're saying that whether you're a man or woman, if you're, and when you take the test, it'll say what the height is. If you're shorter, then you will have a slower metabolism. Okay, and then the last one he says is climate. The climate you're in. Okay, so here now we're jumping over to the test, and you're going to take the test. There's 10 questions. And it's going to be yes and a no. You're going to answer yes or no. And then at the end, I'll tell you, you're going to add up the points. And I'll tell you what's what to know where you're at. Okay? So here we go. Take the test. And when you're done, comment below. Let me know. All right, here we go. But here's what he says here. Anyone who has been overweight off and on for 2 years or more definitely suffers from metabolic suppression. That's what he says. And he says if you have doubts about your metabolism, he's developed this test. So here we go. First question. Are you more than 15 pounds overweight? Answer yes or no. Number 2. Do you frequently skip breakfast? 3. Do you skip meals to cut down on calories? Number 4. Do you frequently fluctuate between periods of dieting and periods of overeating? Number 5. Have you been on any low carbohydrate diet or fast more than 2 times in the last 2 years? Number 6, do you get little or no exercise? Number 7, do either of your parents ever have a weight problem? Number 8, are you shorter than 5 foot 5? 5 foot 5. It's late, I told you. 5 foot 5 if you're a woman, or 5 foot 9. Are you shorter than that if you're a man? Number 9's question is, are you a woman? And number 10, do you have a long history of unsuccessful dieting? All right, now, so in addition to that, you're going to answer yes or no. And then you're going to add all your points up, He says, give yourself 10 points for each yes. Bottom line, you're just adding up the yeses for each one, 10 points. And then I'm giving you a scale below. Okay, so that way you can rate. So here's the scale below after you add them up. Total score, if you have a total score of 70 to 100, you are severely in metabolic suppression. Okay, if you have a score of 50 to 60, you're on moderate metabolic suppression. Score of 30 to 40, mild metabolic suppression. And 0 to 20, none. You're not in metabolic suppression. And then, if you're having a challenge, then it's probably, if you're overweight, or it's probably then emotional eating that you don't realize. So you want to listen to that video. So anyway, I'm excited. I'm going to get you going. Let's address this, because why I want you to have and achieve what I have, that you can eat in life and be healthy and fit. Okay, because that's what it's all about. I'm here to share it with you. So anyway, I'll do more on this because there's a little bit more to it. But for now, think on this. Take the test. Comment below. Let me know. So anyway, getting ready for bed. And I'll see ya.